Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Factor 90.3 Nigeria Info Heron Hackett. I'm Dayo. 19 to go before 4 p.m. It's a very fine Tuesday. It's sunny, and that's a good thing. I'm sure there are several other good things about the day as well. I hope your day has been an eventful one, especially positively speaking. Mine has been incredibly eventful. I literally traveled out of Port Harcourt today and to some other parts of Rivers State, and I had quite an experience. And well, time's so far gone already, so some other day, very likely tomorrow, on the show I'll talk about my adventure today and tell you about where I went to and what I saw and what my experiences were earlier on today. But welcome once again. You know what they say, better late than never. I hope you've had a fine day and things are looking up and working out. Now, as usual, from now till about 7 o'clock, we keep the conversation going. A few matters we're going to be addressing one at a time on the show today till about 7 when we wrap it up. It's Tuesday. Yesterday's is Champions League night, so the sports gang will be in from 7 o'clock as is customary. However, they've got Champions League games tonight. They've got PSG against Man City, Leipzig hosting Club Brugge, AC Milan at home to Atletico Madrid, Liverpool are away at Porto, Ajax host Besiktas, Borussia Dortmund host Sporting CP, Inter travel to Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid host FC Sheriff. Those are the games for today. Catch all the action with the sports gang from the 7 o'clock mark. So some of the matters to be discussed on the show today, there will be no side going today for obvious reasons. Time's fast spent, but I do have a rant coming up still, and I get your take on my thoughts till 4 p.m. We've got business news at 4, and after that, anger trails Northern Governors' opposition to 2023 power shift, stories in the Punch, and well, does it matter what region or part of the country will be the northern side of the country or the southern side of the country that clinches power in Abuja it come 2023? I'd like to get your take on that. I'll take you until about 5 o'clock. At 5 we've got the news update coming up, and Rivers State Executive Council has approved 25 billion loan request for the funding of some new and ongoing projects. Now, briefing journalists shortly after council meeting on Monday, the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Paulina Sinserim, said the loan will be repaid within 18 months from the internally generated revenue of the state. We'll look at this matter in the 5 o'clock hour. Hopefully we have a guess for that, but I haven't confirmed that yet. So I'll let you know as soon as I do get confirmation. But that takes us to about 6. The meeting is at 6 p.m. Open season comes up afterwards till about 7 when we wrap it up. Of course, you get headlines at 5:30 p.m. So that's the show today. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the content of today's rant. Something in my mind expressing a few thoughts, and I'd very much welcome that you express your thought in mind till 4 p.m. in the time that we've got left. Now, if you listened to the show yesterday, you may have caught, I think it was in the 5 o'clock hour, I had two lawyers in the studio. Ifema Linda Agbo was here, Stephanie Pebulu was here as well, and we're talking about a development at the community secondary school in Rumuekini, where the principal of community secondary school Rumuekini has ordered that JSS 3 students pay 5,500 naira for a new uniform, a new school uniform. And by the way, it's very important to note, it's a completely new uniform, or putting it specifically, it's a different uniform. So the principal of community secondary school Rumuekini decided on his own, unilaterally, that JSS 3 students in his school were to begin to wear or start to wear a completely different uniform, and this principal was levying or charging each student 5,500 naira for this uniform. So I had Ifema Agbo here in the studio, who's got several awards in that school because she made inquiries, spoke with the principal, and the response she got from the principal wasn't a very nice one. So we had that conversation yesterday. So earlier today rather, I reached out to officials. I reached out to the Rivers State Universal Basic Education Board. Actually, from yesterday, after the show yesterday, and then this morning, I spoke with one or two persons at the Rivers State Universal Basic Education Board on this subject matter, And the conversations were quite revealing. Number one, it's very important to note these revelations. A school principal does not have the right, does not have the powers to determine unilaterally what the school uniform of students in his or her school will be. No school principal in a state-run school in Rivers State, in a public school, has the power to do so. So what this principal has done is overbearing, is a flagrant abuse of powers that do not exist in the first place, and definitely amounts to overreaching and possibly even a breach of the trust imposed on this principal by the authorities who saddled him with the responsibility of managing that school. Now, some persons called in yesterday and talked about how the principal is the administrator. The principal is the administrator, and is put therefore manages school in line with the rules and regulations that guide his or her activities. It's just like the governor of a state. The governor is the, as they say, chief security officer of the state, the executive manager, if you will. But there are rules, there are regulations, we have the constitution. The same goes for even the president of the country, who arguably is the most powerful man in the country. Even he has rules and regulations that he must abide by. So if the president or governor abides by rules, then the school principal definitely is bound by those rules as well. And those rules state that a school principal cannot unilaterally alter uniforms that students are wearing in a school. So it was obviously a malfeasance, it was obviously wrong, and by the way, that order of that school principal has been reversed. So parents and guardians at Community Secondary School Rumuekini, please do not listen to any teacher, head teacher or principal in that school, or anywhere else in Rivers State for that matter, where a principal or head teacher says that he or she has single-handedly, unilaterally altered or changed school uniforms, and you're required to pay X amount for your children or for your wards to acquire the new or different school uniforms. They do not have such powers, and the various education boards in Rivers State are going to be releasing a statement on the matter very soon, especially as regards the matter of uniforms as well, because they want some kind of uniformity, if you will. No principal has the right to do so. No principal has the powers to do so, and there's some very fundamental issues here. Number one, parents, guardians, when things are wrong, when things are amiss, speak up, speak out. You have a responsibility to let people know about it. Do not keep quiet over it. Even if you're not certain, if you suspect that something is wrong, speak out, like Linda Ifeoma Agbo did. Speak up, say something. Also, to school principals, the argument is, or school managers, the argument sometimes is, oh, we need money for this, we need money for that, money isn't coming from government. Well, if government is doing the wrong thing and not giving you money, that does not give you the right or the moral standing or justification to do what's wrong as well. If government is doing something that's wrong by not funding the schools, you cannot also do what's wrong by stealing from the parents or from guardians or from the students. You can't do that. Yes, you may not be able to come out publicly or openly to talk about the issues for fear of victimization, but there are ways you can pass this information across and let the public know as well. You also have a responsibility. The only reason that school principals and head teachers and managers resort to these illegalities is because they are also benefiting from it. It's as simple as that. The excuse that we need money to cut grass, we need money for toilets, we need money for security is hocus pocus or something like that. It's not tenable. It holds no ground whatsoever. If you're not being funded, do the right thing, let people know, let the public know, find some way, find some surreptitious way even, some clandestine way if you will, to let the public know, let the media know what's going on in your schools. Find a way. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So that's it on today's rant. We can't allow people to keep acting any way they want and proffering some flimsy excuse for their seeming illegal, maybe even somewhat criminal-minded activities in the guise of, oh, there's no money, we need to do this, we need to do that. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope you were not bored. Let's get your take and mind in a few minutes we've got before 4 p.m. Call the numbers, the lines are open, 0817 963 0002 or 0003 0817 923 0007 as well. We are live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 0306416. That's 0809 0306416. And where do I start from? All right, I've got Zikora on the line. Zikora, hello, welcome. Please go ahead.
Hello, Dayo. Good afternoon.
Hi, go ahead, please.
So I would like to add something, say something. It's about the issue of parents not speaking of when things are going wrong in school. It's a very big number I've noticed, even with my junior one, and it hurts me so much. You see schools, even private schools, make rules that are so stringent, rules that are not conforming to the normality of today, and parents keep quiet because they feel like if I speak up, other parents are not talking. They feel like it's only me that has problems with what the school is doing. You see, the school will tell you that your child cannot use textbooks that his elder brother used, that he must buy new ones from the school, even if the elder brother went to the same school. Every parent will keep quiet because one parent is scared of speaking up because he feels that if he speaks up, the rest will talk down on him. Schools have like so many rules that are wrong, and I would really encourage and beg of parents to begin to speak up when they see these things happen. Stop being scared. Stop feeling like you want to feel among. Things are going wrong in private.
Zikora, great to hear from you. Thanks for your contribution. I call Ikiri, but he's gone right now. Well, for private schools, it's a bit more complicated because they are not bound by some of the more stringent rules that public schools are bound by. For example, if a private school decides to change its own uniform tomorrow, I mean, they have every right to change their uniform. We wouldn't be having this conversation if it was the principal of a private school that asked for this, for a change of school uniform. However, I get what the caller is saying. Even in private schools, when the authorities or the management bring up, certain guidelines or policies that are irrational, then you must do something about it. You can't keep quiet. For example, the example he gave, why would a school management say that students cannot use textbooks used by an elder brother or an elder sister or an older person? It doesn't make any sense. Completely illogical, really. David, hello, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Yes, why can't we reactivate what the former administration did with uniformity of uniform of all public schools? Why do we have head teachers and headmasters or headmistresses decide where to go buy this uniform, where to go sew this uniform? I don't have any power of negotiation. They fix the prices for you. Why do we don't have our PTA reactivated in our schools? Until we do this, we will only have persons who are in secondary school using this very medium to make tens of millions from these poor parents. Thank you.
David, you're welcome. Via WhatsApp, Dario, thanks for bringing this matter to light. Bad behaviour should be spoken out against in every place for our country to move ahead. That has some duty, and which is absolutely correct. If government does not release funds for schools, that's bad. We must talk about it, and we must condemn it. Now, if a principal says that because I didn't get money, I'm going to steal from parents and students, we must speak against that as well. We must condemn that because that's also wrong. And the irony is, when you reach out to these principals or these head teachers and you ask them, okay, even what's the word? Anonymously, give us information. What's going on in your school? What's the issue? They don't want to say anything. And the reason is very obvious. They are benefiting from the situation. They are benefiting from the illegalities. They are benefiting from unilaterally, illegally, changing school uniform for JSS 3 students. Good Adedayo, there's so much abuse of power in River State, even right there at the Ministry of Education, that collect money from private schools for things they should ordinarily do for free as the government parastatal. It's so disheartening. I'm so annoyed. You just said in your rank that teachers should find a way to bring it to the public. You haven't responded or said anything or investigated my school to see for yourself. I don't know what's causing you anger right now, but I empathize with you. I hope you feel better, because anger is a very bad thing. It might affect your blood pressure. But even in investigating matters, people have to provide information. For example, if a school has not received funding from government, how are you going to know? How am I going to know? How are we going to know? if a teacher in that school, if a head teacher in that school, if a principal in that school doesn't say something? How does anybody know about it? Are we going to come to your school to ask the spirits who are there and find out from them, or the trees or the mango trees in your school, if your school is getting enough funding or not? Somebody has to say something. If nobody says something, there's no way anybody else can know what's going on. Hello, Hot Factor, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Darren.
Hi, go ahead.
This your rant is very important because we are so quick to condemn the police when they come out with their excuse that, oh, we need to fuel our vehicles, oh, we need to buy buses, we need to buy this. We are quick to condemn them, but we don't see these ones the teachers are doing as something we need to condemn. Most of us, we don't talk. The subject we bring out, where we go to carry and go finish. We don't even know these things are wrong. We are in a country where we don't even know what is wrong because we don't even know how to go about it. We just leave and look at. I was listening to your guest yesterday when you said you reported an issue concerning the customer issue, and your body was responded also. So how many people want to go that length? Leave and now God go judge them, and it's done. And if we are done with that, I think it's high time we started with the right in this country. Everything if we should become better people. Why can't we compete on exploiting people? Why can't we shout because you go to kneel and they will tell you to bring money for me? You keep quiet and say give them. No one give them. I think we the people, we are really to blame for all these things. Thank you, and just knuckle.
Via Facebook, Adam Dotson goes, good afternoon. It's so unfortunate that certain things illegal are happening in the education system. That is just one of the many goings on, especially in government schools. Principals collect unnecessary fees from students and target to different names. Even the Ministry of Education should sit up and monitor what's happening in our schools. Good afternoon, Dayo. This is one of the many anomalies going on in various schools to extort the less privileged, but more often than not, nobody is used as a scapegoat to deter future extortions. That's from Ulushola James. I've got to wrap up this segment right now. Many thanks for being a part of it. So once again, not just community secondary school Rumuekini, but any other school in Rivers State, no principal, no head teacher has the right, has the powers to demand of you that you pay for a school uniform or to alter the uniform of the school for whatever reason. One of the reasons the principal at Rumuekini gave is to identify JSS 3 students and for discipline. For me, excuses that are extremely illogical, and it's illegal also, by the way, and that order has been reversed. So parents, once again, who have kids over there, do not pay for any new uniform, please. Alright, so that's it. We'll take a break. We've got business news at 4 p.m. Discussions continue afterwards. Does it matter if the North or the South takes over Abuja come 2023? I'll get your take shortly.